guys, how y'all doing today? Well, this video, I don't know, some people are they're going to hate this video, and but I have to make it. You guys know me by now. I don't shy away from saying my piece. I don't shy away from calling out things that piss me off. I don't shy away from it. And this isn't about any political party. This isn't about Democrats. This isn't about Republicans. This isn't about Liberals. This isn't about Conservatives. It's nothing to do with any of that. This video is about Joe fucking Biden. Joe Biden. Joe Biden has made me so angry. So Joe Biden's over in Israel and away begging the Saudis for gas, even though there's literally liquid gold underneath his feet. But he's got to stick to that new Green Deal bullshit, doesn't he? So he's over there and he's giving some speeches. And I want to let you see one of them. I'm going to play a couple for you just to show how ridiculous this fucktard looks. How ridiculous. And if I can see this, just put it that way, and other people I know can see this, enemies can see this. So let me just play this one to what really Joe Biden annoys me, but this really fucking pissed me off.
Things eternal. My background and the background of my family is Irish American, and we have a long history of not fundamentally unlike the Palestinian people, with Great Britain and their attitude toward Irish Catholics over the years for 400 years.
Joe Biden basically just called the people of Great Britain basically fucking terrorists. That's basically just what he did there. Blaming the people of Great Britain, blaming us for things that happened in Ireland. Yes, I will say this. Britain did some wrong in that part. But, Joe, so the fuck did Ireland. I don't know if like any of you will know this, okay? But for years and years and years, Britain went through a time where we were dealing with bombs. Bombs planted in places like chip shops, fucking anywhere, that from the IRA, the Irish Republican Army. These people didn't give a fuck who they murdered. They didn't care. They planted bombs in Ireland. They planted bombs in the UK. They even murdered Prince Philip's uncle while he was on a boating with his children, while he was out on his boat. I joined the military at the latter couple of years when the Irish, when all the stuff in Ireland was just basically winding down. My first 2 years in the armed services were the last 2 years of us having to be over in Ireland. And I was in a place called Ballykelly, and I genuinely, after maybe 6-7 months of being there, I genuinely thought I was going to have, I don't know, a breakdown. I genuinely thought, oh, I don't know if I can be in the military. This is just too much. because of something I witnessed, something that was the most traumatic event happened to me. The most traumatic thing I ever witnessed happened to me while I was in Ireland. And I won't go into it just now. I'll maybe talk about it because in another video. This isn't the video for that. But how fucking dare you, Joe? How dare you? How dare you equate the people of Great Britain as fucking terrorists? I'm so sorry, Joe, but it was the IRA were the ones that were the terrorists. The IRA were the ones that were the terrorists. And it's all to do with the fighting over in Ireland is all to do with Catholic and Protestant. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's just, we need to just stop fighting over fucking religion. But for Joe to say that, I always used to wonder why Joe had a stick in his arse regarding the UK. I always wondered why Joe Biden seems to hate the United Kingdom. When he became president, he cancelled trade deals with us. He fucked off from Afghanistan and didn't even tell us we're his closest ally. And he didn't even tell us. Fucking that camp would have woke up the next day and looked around and thought they were in Brigga fucking Doon, thinking that everyone had just vanished, disappeared. They must have thought aliens had come down and fucking abducted everyone. Joe left and didn't even have the decency to call our Prime Minister. But he wants to stand there and call us fucking terrorists. That's absolutely rich, Joe, coming from you. When well, let's start on your son, in fact. Your son's a fucking crackhead. Your son's got photos and videos out there of abusing children. Your son's got photos and videos of him out there of abusing women. Your son's got photos and videos out there of him abusing drugs. Your son did dodgy dealings with China and Ukraine, and you had your little finger in the pot too. And then there's you. I don't know how many videos there is of you sniffing kids' fucking hair. And then there's also like a diary. There's a diary out there of your daughter that you sent the FBI to the journalists' houses because you were worried that what was in that diary would get out. Not unfortunately. Fortunately, it did get out, Joey boy. And in that diary, your daughter wrote that she was uncomfortable because you fucking pervert, would take showers with her. Creepy bastard, man. No wonder. I'm not surprised why your son's like that. Why your son's into kids, because there's rumours that go about Joe Biden and then look what you've done to America, Joe. Just look what you've done to that one of the greatest countries in the world with the most amazing people. You've turned it into a fucking war zone. You've ruined people's lives. You've fucked up the border. You're flying illegal immigrants all over the United States in secret nighttime flights. All you do is lie to the American people. You can't string a fucking sentence together because you're so cognitively impaired. Instead of flying over to places like Saudi Arabia and begging for oil, why don't you go to your own border where people are actually dying, where a real invasion is taking place? Why don't you why don't you go to the border and speak to the American people and ask them how this bullshit, this bullshit situation is infecting them. Why don't you go out and ask, I don't know, the American people how they're coping at the moment? You won't even take a question from journalists. You work a few hours a day and then you spend the weekend, you toddle off to your home in Delaware, sucking on your ice cream cone. You're one of the most racist pieces of shit I've ever seen. I really don't get it. I don't understand why people voted for you. Because it was obvious that you weren't up to snuff. You weren't up for the fucking job. News stations all around the world take the piss out of you. Australia takes the piss out of you. My country takes the piss out of you. None of us understand what you're saying. How bloody honestly, how dare you? How fucking dare you, you old ass fucking piece of shit, call us terrorists. Now it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect bloody sense. Well, why you dislike the UK. Well, we don't think much of you either, Joey boy. I have a great respect for America, especially the people. The hard-working, good people. And what Joe fucking Biden has done to that country, has done to America, is criminal. Absolutely criminal. He blames Putin for the gas prices. It's not Putin's fault, Joey boy. Inflation was up higher than it had ever been before Putin even invaded Ukraine. Gas prices had doubled and trebled before Putin invaded Ukraine. Stop blaming everyone for your fuck-ups. I can't even believe he said that. But that doesn't surprise me. Wait till you guys hear what he said about the fucking Holocaust. I'm just going to play a few little clips for you.
Which we must do every day, continue to bear witness. To keep alive the truth and honor of the Holocaust, horror of the Holocaust.
Yeah, you slipped up there, Joe, didn't you? To keep alive the truth and honour of the Holocaust. But you caught yourself. But this isn't the first slip-up you've made. You've made slip-ups when you've been a racist bastard as well. The truth and honour of the Holocaust. Really? Really, Joe? So now Jewish people deserve to die now, and the UK people are fucking terrorists. I've got another clip of how out of touch and what a joke this guy is.
Every time I hear Hail to the Chief, I wonder, where the hell is he? Took me a long while. You think I'm joking? I'm not. Turn around and where's the president?
Mr. President, what's your message to Democrats who don't want you to run again?
They want me to run.
2/3 say they don't.
Read the polls. Read the polls, Jack. You guys are all the same. What am I doing now? And continue, which we must do every day, continue to bear witness. To keep alive the truth and honor of the Holocaust, horror of the Holocaust.
תודה לנשיא המדינה ולנשיא ארצות הברית. Thank you, President Herzog and President Biden. ועכשיו, קהל נכבד, honored guests.
That's Joe Biden, forgetting that he's the actual president. Joe Biden trying to shake, again, this is the second time he's done that, an invisible person's hand. Joe Biden asking his nannies, what should I do now? Because it's very clear at this moment, Joe Biden doesn't have a fucking clue what he's doing. Joe Biden is not a good look. I don't like to involve myself in other countries' politics. But Joe Biden is just a mess. An absolute mess. I'll never forgive him. And when he what he done in Afghanistan just made my perception of him sink to below shit. But after he made that comment, calling my country a fucking, basically a band of terrorists, I think he is the scum of the earth. The absolute scum of the earth. I never want to ever weigh in, and really didn't. This isn't about Democrats, this isn't about Republicans, this isn't about Liberals, any political party. This is just basically on Joe. And Joe Biden is one of the most racist pieces of shit I've ever known. His family are a disgrace. It's very clear he doesn't care about the American people. He continues to lie to them. Him and his team lied about inflation. Oh, it's just transitory. It'll go up and it'll go back down again. Well, now it's just climbed out of control. It's got to the stage where 78% of people in cities in the United States are having to use food banks. Joe was the person that mandated the vaccines. If you didn't, which is against the Geneva Convention, by the way. If you didn't get a vaccine, you'd lose your job. And so folk were forced to take it, even if they had COVID and had natural immunity. It isn't up to a government to tell you what you should and shouldn't put in your body. That's why I find it a bit hypocritical that he was going on about the Roe v. Wade thing. I agree, everyone should have freedom of choice. But you didn't give anybody the freedom of fucking choice when you mandated those vaccines and forced people to take them then, did you, Joe? Basically labelling the ones who hadn't taken it as the pandemic of the unvaccinated, speaking about them as if they were like a bunch of fucking zombies that should be taken into a field and shot. Worrying people that they had to have this vaccine, because if they didn't, you'd basically be stripping their life away from them. They wouldn't be able to work. They wouldn't be able to even have a social life. They wouldn't be able to travel. And the way you spoke to people who were hesitant about the vaccine or just wanted to research it a little bit more before they put something into their body that they weren't sure of. Because people have got the right to research things. And normally vaccines take about 10 years to test. Because we don't know the future ramifications, if there's going to be any side effects. They don't know, because they had to warp speed this through, and so the vulnerable could have this vaccine. But if people wanted to wait and see, that wasn't even an option then. You touted, the frontline workers are our heroes. The police, the doctors, the nurses, the firefighters, they were the unsung heroes of the pandemic because they were the ones out there working when there was no vaccine, when there was no protection. They were all the heroes. But there were scumbags. There were scumbags who got fucking fired if they didn't take the vaccine through your mandates. Some heroes, Joey. Some payback. Even the military. Even the fucking military. Which, that angered me. I have to say that angered me. People in the military who fight fight to keep countries safe. These are heroes that sign on to put their life on the line because they believe in their country and their flag. And you even sacked them. You even got rid of them. Which is absolutely hypocritical because you've never served Joe. And your family, your hunter, that's a joke. Wouldn't last two fucking minutes. But you're wanting to tell heroes that are willing to put their life on the line to protect you, you old bastard, that they're getting sacked if they don't do what you're telling them to do. I'm sorry I'm ranting on about this guy, and I'm sorry if this upset anybody, but as you know, and I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not one to keep my opinions to myself, and I'm not going to sit there and let that old bastard call me and my fellow Brits fucking terrorists. He's basically we're the same as the terrorists in Palestine. So, I know I hit my 2,000 mark, and I probably will see that go down again. I'll probably go back down to 1,000 after I put this video up. But I wouldn't be being true to myself if I just didn't put this video up because I was scared I was going to lose subscribers. My channel isn't about how many subscribers I have, how many views can I get. It's not about that, because you guys know I don't monetize, so I don't make money off of views or anything like that. So if I get 100 views or 1,000 views, it's great. Like, people want to watch your content, but and I honestly, I cannot say how much I appreciate you guys like that do watch it, you know. But I don't make any money out of it, so that's why, as I said, I can afford to jump around. I'm not like other YouTubers. I've got to stick to the one subject because they rely on their view count. So yeah, I just wouldn't be being true to myself. And this has got nothing against the American. I love the American people. I fought with Americans. Some of the best people that I've ever met. This is plainly about Joe Biden. Joe Biden. That's all. And his comment about my country. It doesn't make me think any less of America. Nothing like that. It just makes me sad. It makes me sad that someone who's a president, quote unquote, can say these kind of things and think it's okay, because it's not okay. And it's not okay to say something like that against one of your closest allies. Any other president that's been in history has never, ever, ever said something that's been insultive, and it's insulted us. And I would like to think that any Prime Minister in Britain would never say anything to insult the American people. So I'm going to go now, guys, and yeah. It was nice having the 2,000 subscribers. I'll get there again, I guess. I'll get there again. Hopefully, you understand my point of view, that this has nothing to do with anybody other than Joe fucking Biden. I love you all, and I'll be back later. I've got a video. I'm putting my UFO video up today, and I've also got a video coming out about Megan. that I found some clips that I've never seen anyone else put up. So I'll get that out at some point today. Okay, love you all. Bye.
Years in jail for any person caught with a rock of crack cocaine, a piece of crack cocaine.
Who you trying to mess with, Esse? Don't you know who my daddy is?
That Hunter Biden was trading on his father's office to make $50,000 a month from the Ukrainians. In October, he admitted it.
The fact that you were the son of the vice president.
Yeah, no.
What role do you think that played?
I think that it is impossible for me to be on any of the boards that I just mentioned without saying that I'm the son of the Vice President of the United States.
Son of Joe Biden, and boy, it's tough. I put the crack in the pipe and smoke it up. I like every day I'm tweaking, laptop leaking, pictures of me on a cocaine bender. Quit pro Joe got me working in the Ukraine gas company directing. The only thing I know about gas, you can huff it. Now I got $50,000 a month in my pocket. For the directors, charisma, I'm smashing. My dead brother's widow, impregnate a stripper. But nothing is better than crack cocaine when you're rich and famous in the Ukraine. Cocaine in the Ukraine. Cocaine in Ukraine. Cocaine in the Ukraine. Cocaine straight to the brain. Cocaine in the Ukraine. Cocaine in Ukraine. Cocaine in the Ukraine.